No man was ever born into this world with such a passionate love of liquor as myself.
Hello and welcome to the R14 podcast, episode 6 now with Tucker and Gigs. Massive thanks to everyone who is watching at the moment. We're hoping now next week to try and get it up on Spotify for y'all in case you're like very busy and don't have the time to sit down and watch it. But I'm sure you'll make time to listen or watch the podcast wherever you are. Gigs, how's tricks with you?
Alright, fuck it. I'd say it'd be quite weird people watching Spotify or not listening to Spotify, not watching it. Like, so I reckon half our humour isn't watching us. Like, I don't think it would be half as
I think a lot of people would look at us. You know, it's easier to look at us than listen to us. I think, isn't it?
Just I don't know about you, but this is for me.
I was only messing anyway. Very, I don't know. It's probably both as shit to listen and watch us, but you know, look, hopefully a few people are liking it over the last few weeks. I am going to start off with my bit of housekeeping. Housekeeping again. Tucker's housekeeping, as we do at the start of every podcast each week. I want to thank everyone for watching over the last few weeks, supporting us. The giveaway, we're only after doing it. I realised the live was shit, so we apologise for that, but well done to both of the lads who won it. And
which were who, that?
Dean Malone and Keane Hicks. Dean Malone winning the first prize and Keane Hicks winning second. So get in touch with us, lads, and we'll sort out your prizes and get them posted out or sent out to you during the week. Thanks again for everyone who entered, and massive thanks to everyone who ordered their t-shirts with us during the week and have yet to. They're going to be posted out or delivered next week. And thanks again. We have to give a massive shout out to Connor Crowley, Ryan Carberry, Sophie Anthony, Rob Brown and James Keogh, 5 of them up in Dublin. Massive shout out to them.
Legends.
Much love to them. Legends. All bought a t-shirt each up in Dublin there, and they're going to be repping them, they said, on their first night out on the beer. So love that. Massive shout out to Eddie O'Dwyer as well. Met him in Tesco on Wednesday, and he said he loves the podcast, so I want to give a shout out to Eddie.
Me and Eddie have 100% chemistry in a football pitch.
He's a thirsty man, so when this COVID is over, we'll have to get a beer with you, Eddie. That's about it. Once again, thanks to everyone over the last few weeks for listening and supporting us, and long may it continue. So that's all my housekeeping done. I want to look back on antics that happened during last week and stuff that we have looking forward to next week. So last week I want to ask, so Tuesday, was it Tuesday or Monday was International Women's Day? Monday. Monday. I think it was Monday. It was obviously like International Women's Day. It was the same day that the interview came out with Meghan and Harry.
Was that a fact?
Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah, because it was like a.
I didn't personally. Yeah,
because Twitter.
Because he sent it out that night.
Twitter was just mad, like, so.
That's right.
Twitter was mad with like International Women's Day. Yeah. International Women's Day was obviously the same day when the interview with Meghan and Harry came out. Did you listen to any of the interview, or would you have much to say on it at all?
I actually listened to 5 minutes of it, but the 5 minutes I listened to it was nobody was talking. They were showing us the rescue chickens. That was it. I heard an offer going out, and it was at the start. They have rescue chickens.
I didn't watch it now. But
so then why are you making faces for it? You didn't watch it, so you don't know whether it happened.
I feel like you didn't watch it.
Was there rescue chickens
there
in
was
it?
Fucking rescue chickens in the documentary. Anyone who was watching this, let us know. There was rescue chickens in it.
No, I'm just asking your whole opinion of like that.
Yeah, but
not even the interview. I just want to know your opinion on like that whole situation, like Meghan, Harry, and.
But seriously, for anybody watching it, you just make sure that everyone knows.
Yeah, someone
there was rescue chickens. There actually was. Or turkeys was one of the others. Some sort of fucking bird animal.
To be honest, I couldn't give a fuck about it all, really. Like,
I reckon the Queen. I reckon the Queen and all them boys in England are actually a shower of cunts. I actually do think that.
I
don't really know.
My whole opinion and like depiction of them is, are they not just inbred? Are they all not just like? I think I looked it up during the week. I'm pretty sure the Queen and her, what's her fella's name?
First cousin or something. She's married to her first cousin
or something. Yeah, something fucked up like that. That's what I just think of them as all being like related. And then
sounds like a normal Tuesday.
What's that other lad? What's that other lad that was mates with fucking Jeffrey Epstein?
Prince Andrew.
How the fuck? Like, Harry was dead right to get out of there while he could.
Well, they did
a sound lad.
Kill his mother as well. Like.
Oh,
That's a huge statement. I can back that. I actually can back that.
you can back it, but everyone thinks it, but nobody really knows. It's all conspiracy theories.
I know. I don't know. I think a lot of people in Ireland that are that mad into like anyone in Ireland that's backing up the royal family like that, saying like, oh no, they're a great family.
You get back in their
and
box.
that watch all the weddings and all that. Like, fuck off.
I actually watched a bit of the wedding when it happened.
Whether you want
It's just out of curiosity though. It's not as if you actually give a fuck what they're at. Like, I don't know how like what we're saying about the Queen and she's marrying her first cousin. Like, fair enough. Like I watched like Theo Von, his podcast, and he's like proper like Southern American, and like they're talking about like he talked about the first girl he dated. She was from like Central Alabama, and there was nowhere near for like 100 miles. There was nowhere near them, and then for like. There was only like a few times a year she'd used to see her cousins. So she used to get caught shifting her cousins when they were growing up. And then this was the week they had Morgan Wallen on, who's like Southern American as well.
He's cancelled now, actually.
And they're literally like, what do you expect us to do? Like,
it's racist.
Like we don't see anyone else. What do you expect us to do? Obviously we're going to go off with our cousins. But like, that's no excuse for the royal family. London is pretty fucking big that you don't actually have to go off with your cousin. It's just that they have such an opinion of themselves. You have to have such a class family.
There's no way Ballythorn Mast aren't less out in the country than wherever he's from. I don't see us going off with our cousins.
Yeah.
So when you put it in perspective like
it's
that,
a fucking money thing. And they're like, I think they're...
Piers Morgan is such a fucking...
What's their surname? What's the royal family surname?
I was thinking about this the other day. I have no idea.
I don't know. It's Prince Charles fucking what, like?
Prince Charles McDickhead.
I thought it was Windsor, but that's where they're from, isn't it?
Windsor Palace.
No, that's your ones.
It is Windsor.
There is one of them called Barbara Windsor or something like that, isn't there?
Barbara Streisand.
Royal family's second name.
Yeah. I thought it was Windsor, but I think that's
it's long as fuck, I think, as far as I know. I think it's really long.
Yeah, it's probably like a quadruple Barbara
name
or something.
It's just Windsor.
Because it's inbred, because you have to add on every fucking second's cousin.
The royal family name of Windsor was confirmed by the Queen after her occasion in 1952. 1952 was like 100 years ago.
Yeah, but that's not long enough. I feel like the royal family is like...
the third.
Yeah, but is that not like 100 years ago? Seems like nothing for a surname.
But it wasn't actually 100 years ago, it was 80. 70. 71 actually.
Well, even then that's worse.
Piers Morgan?
Yeah, Piers Morgan came out then and he was backing them to the hills. And he walked off his, what's he on, Good Morning Britain or something like that? Yeah. And he walked off.
He is a pathetic piece of shit.
Piers Morgan's a fucking gimp.
The only thing is though, it's funny, and I don't mean to offend anyone by saying this, but when he identifies himself as a penguin, for all them people are out there saying that they're non-binary and all this shit.
Yeah, I think Piers Morgan, sometimes I think he's funny because you're like, because he's just so controversial and you're kind of like, it's kind of like, in a sense, like, Jesus, please shut up, but it's kind of like, you're fair, like, I love the controversy, but then there's other times you're kind of like,
stay in your lane.
Like, what was this? Like, he came out with a story during the week that was he on a date or something with Meghan Markle? And
they were mates. They were mates.
Yeah, she ghosted him or something like that, and that's the only reason. Yes, it was.
It's not just that they were friends.
No, they were at dinner. Or
they were at dinner.
She left the dinner to go to a party to meet Prince Harry.
Yeah,
I heard they were at a party and she met Prince Harry and they went to dinner the next day.
No, I heard she was at dinner with Piers Morgan and she walked out.
I reckon we just never know.
I reckon fair play to Piers Morgan for even getting a dinner date with her in the first place.
Oh, Meghan Markle slaps. Oh my god, Meghan Markle in Suits is fucking.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what that woman had done. He's backing her to the hills from watching Suits. He's backing Meghan Markle. I
just make call you out, Piers. You fucking dick.
Top tier.
Oh yeah,
no, Suits.
She's lovely.
Suits Meghan Markle.
Absolutely
she's
lovely.
From Mike Rossler. That stuff will put you in
she's
a hole
absolutely
of aggression.
gorgeous.
Just looking at her and just going.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was most of the scandals during the week. Now that kept us entertained there on between like the fucking start of the week, alright, and then we had at the end of the week, what do we have? Wales are going to win the Grand Slam. England won today. So another touchy subject that came out during the week was over in England with was it Sarah Everton? Was it? Yeah.
Sarah Everton.
And he was a policeman, was he?
Was he actually?
Yeah, he was. Yeah. He got convicted today, or he got done today.
I did. Yes, I did.
That's fucking.
That's sad as fuck, lads.
I can't. I can't actually picture like an actual policeman. I know there's a lot of
policeman, just a man himself.
Yeah, but I know there's
there's a policeman, you're meant to be upholding the.
But that's the thing. That's why I can't understand it. Obviously you hear a lot of the stories about a lot of fucking sick men in the world that like do these things, and these things have come out about them. But like the fact that like it's a policeman or
someone that you're supposed
a
to
police
trust,
officer that is literally like like if you were in trouble you have to go to these, but then they're the ones that are actually causing the trouble. Like that's a massive thing. Now we don't want to be coming on the podcast and be all doom and gloom, but I think it's obviously a topic we want to address because we don't want to just bypass it in that kind of sense. But like fucking hell, when it's a guard, it's a bit, or a police officer over there.
Not even that though. It's just the whole thing. Like on Twitter, like I've seen on social media this week, like every girl has a story. Every girl has something to say. Like every girl says they're insecure about, or they're wary of walking on the street alone.
But even that, like
stuff like that,
it shouldn't even come to a stage where it takes something like this for all the stories to come out. Like and all this thing of like protect your daughter. That protect your daughter, educate your son. Like that should be like a said thing that like should be. Lads,
need to be said.
It's like it should be just like
they're
both educated the same way that like literally it's respect for one another. Like so,
you're dead right. But like
and all this thing about like
that though. But sure, it goes to everything. Like
there's like stupidity of like curfew for lads and stuff like that, which is just ridiculous. It's literally just like having like just raising a child or whatever with a bit of respect and a bit of cop on. So look, we don't want to dwell on it too long. It's a touchy subject for a few people that might be listening. So we'll move on and we'll look forward and we'll look towards next week. We're going to open a new topic, which is gamble with gigs. And we're looking forward. We're looking forward to
gamble with gigs.
We're looking forward to Cheltenham next week.
We're not gambling when we're all winners.
Looking forward to Cheltenham next week. And just a disclaimer: please gamble responsibly. Only gamble what you can, and when the fun is gone, please stop doing.
We're not about gambling though, are we? We're talking about the actual horse races.
We're talking about dead certs if you're talking about gigs, because everything's a cert with this man. But
never back to loser.
Lad,
never back to loser.
I had to pick a word that had G in it, so it was like gigs. So I just gambled was the first.
It sounded like when we were watching it now, she thinks we're fucking gambling addict or something.
I don't think it took this. To be honest.
Seriously.
So
Cheltenham, I'm
looking forward to Cheltenham. You're absolutely buzzing, lad.
For Cheltenham for the last like fucking 3 months. I'd say
the countdown is on the phone.
I cannot wait. I'm looking at Antipost since fucking Christmas. Like I can't wait.
We actually got asked this on, I think it was 2 episodes ago, on a YouTube comment to actually discuss Cheltenham. And any tips, or actually there's no tips, you're all certs, aren't you?
I actually hate giving tips.
Well, I know you fucking hate giving them, because any ones you give me are useless. So
is
there any
the only one I will say is Captain Guinness in the Arkle. Captain Guinness in the Arkle. That's the only one. That's the only one I'd say.
We're gonna dish out like a big outsider here for one of the races over the week.
Big outsider.
We'll pick one there now, and you're under pressure now. But
you completely could have told me this like 5 or 10 minutes ago. I could have just picked the horse.
We're going to pick out a big outsider horse now.
Oh, what is Rowlett's horse? Holy Macapony.
Yeah,
he's not running
though. He likes it.
No, Native River in the Gold Cup. Yeah. Native River in the Gold Cup. 14-1.
There he's going.
That's a good horse.
There you go.
But that's the only thing I can say. Like, it'd just be great for horse racing, but I don't know whether it actually happened or not.
Yeah, you've Wednesday. Well, Wednesday's Paddy's Day as well, so it falls lovely. Like the week actually falls.
After Grenna Bear for Tuesday, I have to just run down to the workshop and watch the race and run back up to work. Yeah. While I watch it go off, like, and then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, not moving from the house party that I'm in. When I was the couch that I'm just drinking away and just enjoying horse racing. It was a joke.
We'll go live.
Yeah,
if the signal's any better, we'll go live for the race. It'll be lagging like fuck. We'll be watching the race on Tuesday, and they'll be watching it on a Thursday or something like that.
I'm just seriously looking forward to it. Gambling aside, like I'm fucking just looking forward to it in a general sense, like, cause it's probably the biggest weekend of racing. Like it is the biggest weekend of racing.
And then like you have Paddy's Day as well falling on Wednesday.
Paddy's Day falling in the middle.
We haven't had a Paddy's Day like last year. Was like we had no Paddy's Day last year because it was the start of lockdown, and I think everyone was kind of.
Sure, if Wednesday goes well in Cheltenham, we'll be drinking Heineken. If it goes bad, we'll be drinking 2-litre bottles of the fucking Devil's Bit or something.
Yeah, you'll know next week on the podcast how well Cheltenham went for both of us, because we'll see what we're drinking. If it went that bad, we mightn't even be drinking. There might be no podcast. If it went that bad,
we'll have to sell our phones.
Yeah, everything. Microphone will be gone and everything like that.
Aside from that,
aside from that, that's basically it. We're going to move on. We've thanked everyone. We've done my housekeeping. We're going to move on to the questions we've got from our followers during the week. So we have a few questions to get through, and then we have a topic for the end that we've spent the last few weeks talking about, and we want to address it between ourselves. So the followers we got was, if you had 3 places to visit in the world, where would you go and why? And that came in from Darren Murphy. So big ups to Darren Murphy down in Carlow there. Have you any places in mind?
Galway for the Galway races.
I literally sent that to him. I literally was like, Galway races.
Galway for the Galway races, because that was probably the best 2 or 3 days of my life.
Yeah. Anywhere in the world, Galway races. Fact.
Vegas.
Fact.
Vegas.
Vegas, well.
Because just Party Central, baby. And I'd love to go to Australia. Well, my plan is to go to Australia, but Australia had to be the other one as well.
Yeah.
Go down to land down under, down to Lyle Hood and the boys. Just
when he sent that in, I said the same thing. I was like, it was like either Australia or New Zealand, and then it was like Morrissey's in Carlow or the Galway races.
Where were we for Rag Week? Was that Morrissey's?
Yeah.
Oh, class! Yeah, I love
Yes.
If I had a 4 planes,
and he works there as well, so he'll understand.
I go there for Rag Week.
No, I think fucking Australia or New Zealand would be sick. I'd love to go to New Zealand. I'd be sick. Like,
oh, Dan, what was that pub we were in Limerick?
Right on.
Black Rabbit or something.
It's fuck lad, Charlie's.
That's it, just Charlie's. Like.
I remember.
I'd love to go back. I'd love to go back to Charlie's.
It could be anything. Like he literally just said, "Yeah, it's Charlie's." Is it? I haven't a clue. Like,
now, Dan just spoofed me there. So probably not Charlie's. But if you were there that night, you know why you were going back there.
The man behind the camera, our producer, is here again. It's the first time he's been here 2 weeks in a row, guys.
Is it?
Yes, it is. He was here the first week, and then he was gone, and then he was back last week.
And he was busy. Yeah, he was busy then.
Yeah. So Dan, 3 places you would go if you had a chance.
Go.
Anywhere in the world now, not just go now. Like.
College Court, Stables, Charlie's.
Nah, I think College Court got a bad rap during the week, so I'll probably.
It's the
obviously we're going to just disclaim Dan Gray was at home for the last 3 weeks, so College Court, we're going to leave all the scenes out about that now.
Probably back over to Berlin for a while.
Oh.
Probably Bali and maybe
Bali.
Ballyhonest.
Maybe a bit of California then as well.
Cali, baby. Dick, what do you think? Executive producer with us. Executive.
The Dales, Mick Nails, and Diles.
Richard Wall is with us tonight.
I'd have to agree with Cowboy on Berlin. I'd definitely love to go back to Berlin. Probably New York during the winter. I'd love to see New York at Christmas.
Oh, Times
there is a lot of gay bars
Times
in Berlin, isn't there? Yeah.
That's why I'm bringing Giggsy along with me.
Can't say that, you clown.
We're going to have to cut. I might start it, sorry.
Yeah, he's the NCR. Berlin,
Beat
New
bars.
York, and probably Melbourne or Sydney or somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh, see you there, baby. After we move out of Gaff next year.
Yeah,
Australia.
That'll be the
Good show. Next one
This
was actually asked, like it was particular. Was asking if you were going on a rollover in Carlow, who would you want there? Gav Mack asked this, but just so the boys can answer as well. If you just had like a general rollover, if you could have 5 lads with you on the rollover the next day, who would it be?
5 lads with me or 5 lads I expect to see there?
No, 5 lads.
That's another good one.
5 lads I expect to see when I walk into the box. 5 lads I want to actually.
Start with 5 lads you expect to see there on the rollover. So you name the place, like if you were
I go to town, I just go
who you expect to see there, and we'll all go through that, and then we'll say who we
expect to see there.
So that's basically like the dinner thing, like.
If I was drinking, Aidan Hickey'd have to be there.
Sorry.
Aidan Hickey has to be there.
That was my first one.
I will have to give this man a shout out as much as I don't want to. It has to be Keto. Keto will definitely be in the pub the next morning as well.
Yeah.
Owen O'Neill, if the session was hard enough to be there, and probably the 2 Mileys. They're 5 boys, and they're actually 5 boys that probably drink together.
Yeah.
The boys kind of half work together.
Yeah,
they're 5 boys.
100 bags of cement, the boys will be there.
That's 5 boys I'd expect to see there, not 5 boys I want to see there. 5 boys that I want to see there. I have to say 3 of them are here in the room with me, which is it's not like that. Don't make me smack you, lad. It's Dick.
I only asked you first because you weren't getting a show of mine, so
5 lads that want to be there. There's the 3 boys here. Mike Tyson and Chunk Murphy. Oh, Bose, you're in as a first sub, like.
That's if he doesn't like blow the bollocks out of it the night before, like, and just ruins himself.
I feel like I apologize to anyone who didn't mention. I feel bad. I feel there's a few people who could have drank with it. I don't want.
If there's a rollover, everyone can come. We just might want to see you there, but you can still come.
Right, Tom. Who would you expect to see there?
Expect to see there. Well, I was asked in particular for Carlo, so I'm gonna roll with the boys from Carlo. Smitty, and Gav Mack are just sorts like, because the boys all last year the boys actually slept in the same bed, so if one of them wasn't there there'd be questions of where the other one was. Wack O'Connor, 100% Wack O'Connor's going to be there. McFarlane, because where Mac is as well, like it's
leave a chair.
Yeah. It's just said and done, like the 2 boys, and you'd probably have a dark horse thrown in there like Usheen Hart or Bruiser could be in there as well, like, so you know
Bruiser doing nothing.
Usheen Hart would probably be up there, or Bruiser. Depends, like there's like the
depends on the weather.
Anto Kelly should get a shout out there. He's a good man for all of
yeah, I'd like to.
Anto Kelly from Glastonbury.
When it comes to like people I would like to see there, there's 3 in the room at the moment. There's 3 in the room at the moment. Who else would I like to see? I'm a huge fan of Anto Kelly. Anto Kelly's a good man. Huge fan of his. Who else would I like to see there? It's a tough one. Very tough one. Mark McDermott, when he's in a good mood, he's a good man to have. When he's not stuck in the bed cuddling some young one, he's actually good crack. So if we can manage to get him out of the bed for the rollover, I'd like to see McDermott there. And
if this video gets 1 like, we'll share the story of McDermott cuddling and Matt Galway.
Yeah, there's a good story about McDermott. Yeah, if this gets 1 and one like and 1 subscriber, this story is coming out on next week's podcast about McCuddles. Yeah, that's what.
A few honorable mentions, I'd say. We go honorable mentions for a rollover.
Yeah, a few people are missing out on.
A few lad in the reserves.
Who are we thinking? I have to give the boys a shout out. Liam Slater, if he managed to get time off.
I don't think Slater do a rollover.
That's the thing. Like if he
drank with that lad one night, no good.
Yeah.
I don't know if this would be as much applicable to you two, but in terms of a Castledermot side of things, Davy Doyle is a powerhouse on the rollover. That's what you want to see when you walk into the day.
Fagerbomb Central.
Fagerbomb Central.
Yeah, maybe you should go more celebrity or like known people that you'd bring out on their own.
Yeah.
That's what I said, Mike Tyson.
Yeah, I don't know. Who would I like to...
Podge Fogarty, he's a celebrity, right?
That's still going.
Yeah, Barry's on.
He's a certainty.
Oh.
He's a certainty.
He would be there. If it's in Hickey's then.
Him, Alan Smith and David White.
Yeah. Paul Mescal.
That's a crew right
Paul Mescal
I'd say
roll over.
Paul Mescal is
that man would roll over in the bed.
Paul Mescal is definitely shit at drinking.
Yeah, he's never rolled over, not once.
We'll have to ask PJ that.
He rolled over on your one in normal people, and in fair fucking play to him, she's a bit of fucking gear.
Oh, you are a bit soft.
She's a bit gear.
She is a sort, in fairness to her.
Yeah.
She is a sort.
But no, he just rolls over in the bed, that's about it, like.
We go on from that to fuck.
Yeah, so we'll move on. We got another question in. So yeah, now
Lance.
I told him that I'd research the topic because I know fuck all about this now.
Never watched that before, no?
No,
there's a documentary about it on Netflix.
So this is what he wants to know. So Lance Armstrong obviously got done for like doping and cheating and all, but Smitty wants to know, was he hard done by, or was
he a drug cheat?
Or was he a drug cheat? And now Smitty has sent in his opinion on the topic, but we want to get ours. Now, personally, I haven't a clue. He told me to watch what was it? Icarus or Icarus or whatever the fuck it was. I told him I would, but I never got around to him. Very busy. Now, to be honest, I don't really care. To be honest, it has no odds on me. But you might have a different opinion. Have you watched it?
I think you have to go fairly far down past Lance Armstrong to get negatively tested person.
I think it's like the top 20 in the Tour de France.
Everyone was positive. Like it's a known thing to be.
The top 20 in the Tour de France were doped up the years he was winning.
So it's a known thing to be doping and cycling. Like.
Smithy said the same thing. He said he was so hard done by because he was the only one that was caught.
He
Everyone
was just a poster child for it. He was the one who had to make an example.
If everyone was at it, then I say he's hard done by. But if he was the only one to be at it, then he's a drug cheat.
Yeah, but this is what they're saying. He wasn't the only one at it.
Right, so then he was hard done by because he was the only one that was caught.
Yeah.
But he won. Yeah, but he won all.
As well, like, it's
could have been more of an example out of sport rather than him.
Yeah. But he won all these things, and then they went back and done him for everything and stripped him of everything that he won. Yeah. So how does it not come out earlier than that? Like, how did they let him win? What did he win? 5 or?
No, I won more than that.
7. I had 7 in my head. Let's say he won 7 Tour de France. How did they let him win 7 Tour de France and then strip him of all 7? That's 7 years you had him to strip him of the first one.
If everyone was doing it, then there had to be some kind of inside shit going on that somebody's cage got rattled or something.
Yeah, but that's what
had to be made an example.
That's what I'm saying though. The more people need to like. This is bicycle. Like I don't think he was cycling, but they need to cop on quicker. Like you know what I mean.
Did they call them bicycles? They definitely don't just call them bicycles.
No, sure difference does it make. I'm talking about fucking right bike then.
What?
Bike. I call that bicycle and Tom's coming at me. Bike though. Like just say bike. What difference does it fucking make what I said?
I'm just wondering, like, did they call them like
Lance Armstrong was hard done by. Let's Smitty move on.
Get over it.
Lad, we have to answer these fucking questions.
We did answer him. What did Smitty say?
He said he was hard done by.
Right, Grant, move on.
What are you getting so thick for? Just because we stopped talking about Cheltenham, don't get thick now.
I'm not getting thick, but you start here about saying bike and bicycle.
I literally asked.
Like he's training for the Tour de France and he's trying to do it natural. Like
do they call them bikes or bicycles or like racers or what?
So they're all the same thing, though, aren't they?
Yeah, they're fair enough. When they're cost about $3,000, they definitely are called bicycles.
Let us know in the comments. Can we move on?
One like on this video will get Giggsy's attitude fucked out for next week. Another
likes
question.
Box Tom in the mouth. Really gone.
Another question we got asked is just about like the merch and like the t-shirts we brought out. This came in from Scott Cardiff, and he just wanted to know like when we're bringing out, say, our t-shirts.
I think he meant talking about clothes in general, though. I don't think. But
this is what I mean. No, he meant like obviously we're bringing out like clothes and all that. But why are we bringing out a certain t-shirt? Like so to talk about like. Okay. So I think like obviously we only like. To be honest, like we brought the t-shirts out just for a bit of crack, like, you know, obviously it'd be great to see like people like wearing them around. So he asked Scott Cardiff asked us about like the t-shirts and the merch and clothes and all. So like he just wanted to like get a kind of like backstory about like our kind of like opinion of it all. Like so we only kind of brought the t-shirts out. We only brought the t-shirts out for a bit of crack, like, you know. It'd be great to see people wearing them and just see what the support is like. But like in terms like if we were going forward now, we have no plans.
Yeah, no. Plus it'd be pretty fucking sick to see a lot of people wearing R14 t-shirts.
Oh yeah, like that's the whole thing. Like we literally just thought like it'd look deadly if we seen like over the summer, like this is what we're thinking, like if we had people wearing our t-shirts out on the beer or something like that, it'd look cool as fuck. Like
my 21st birthday is in September, so if everyone wants to wear them today.
So we were just, that's literally what we were thinking about at the start, but like we have no plans on like expanding into like hoodies or anything like that as of yet. You know, it could happen if the support is there.
Short shorts.
But yeah, short shorts for the summer. Everyone loves short shorts. But no, I think he was just like kind of thinking like, if we were to expand, what would our kind of style or our brand be? Like obviously we kind of wear very similar clothing because it's all like vintage.
As you can see.
Like all our style would be like oversized tees, kind of streetwear. So like if we were going forward, it would be like that. Like that's why we got our t-shirts extra.
Yeah, we're on the same page.
You know, like, you know. So that's kind of what, if we were going forward, hopefully this answers this question. But if we were going forward, like it would be kind of like,
in line what we like
yeah,
fairness.
Yeah, it would be some t-shirts. Like we want people to wear like something that represents us. Like, so if we were bringing it out, I think. Obviously Dan, would Dan be the same kind of like vintage kind of clothing, oversized tees, sweatshirts, all like that, like, you know, something that represents us. We don't want people going around with stuff that, like, we wouldn't sell things or ask you to like support us with things that we don't like, so we're not going to bring out stuff that we don't like. So that's kind of our whole take on it all. But we're not doing this in terms of like.
What do we not like? Let's give them an example of what we don't like.
I've gone off massively. I know I was so guilty for it in the last few years of skinny jeans, and only in like the last 2 years or that I've gone to like the kind of loose fits.
All my jeans are skinny.
Yeah, but like in terms of like dad fit or like like you know. Like loose fit jeans, and then I used to be a bastard for wearing like remember the t-shirts that had like the rolls up, but like they were literally like coming up to the corner like that.
So we're not bringing them back then.
Not bringing like
give that a suggestion box.
No, I think like everything has gone like maybe it's the old age. I'm built for comfort and not for speed kind of job. That I want like loose fit here. You know, I want to just something easy going.
It's definitely progressed since we were like back then.
It's all but it's going backwards though. Do you ever notice that? Like, a lot of clothes are going back to what we were wearing in the 80s and 90s. Like,
but that's the thing though. Like,
yeah.
But that's the thing. I think like back then, like when you're talking about like when you're going to like if you're in like 6 year or all like that, when you're buying like these River Island shirts that you button straight up to the top. And a short sleeve, and or that t-shirt. That t-shirt. I think everyone had a t-shirt of Rihanna with the red hair on at one stage, you know. And
classic.
Still have it.
And skinny jeans, like the skinniest jeans you could find, and all like that. And I think like that was what was in at the time. But now I think it's gone to a stage that people are kind of like.
It should never come back.
I think it's
chinos, high tops, and V-tops, V-necks. They should never come back. And the mid 2000s.
I'll back chinos to the hills, boys.
Chinos all day.
Yeah, chinos all day.
I meant chinos, V-neck tops, and high tops all in the one outfit.
All
individually sick.
I don't think them t-shirts from Penny's surely can't make it.
Them looks the buttons, man.
If I have a kid and
smack
like in a few years and he's wearing his fucking like this little button up like t-shirt that you get from Penny's and he's like, Dad, look at this vintage top I picked up. I'm gonna be like, oh my god.
No, as long as they don't come back to mid 2000s. Did you ever see them for the old Ballon d'Or awards? Ronaldo, Messi, all the boys. No, I will never go back there. And if it ever becomes cool again, I'm gonna smack my child.
But to be honest with you, I reckon the way the fashion works is you take any item of those clothing that they're wearing in the Ballon d'Or thing, just one part. Just one part, and then mix it with something else, and you can make it work.
Yeah, but the flare jeans though aren't it.
Nah.
The shiny shoes aren't it.
No, the shiny shoes aren't it, but you can definitely make flare jeans.
Maybe flare jeans, but them big dirty shirts. Do you see Ronaldo's the one that is sticking in my head right now. Like that. No, I can't go. I'll never go back to that.
I just think at the end of the day you can probably make anything work, but you just have to really go at it the right way. Like
I think that's a lot. Like this
it is possible. Like.
This is what I was saying. Like that, the fact that like when we were like. At that age when we were growing up wearing all these stuff like from River Island, that was what was in. Yeah. So you go to River Island to buy it. I don't like a lot of the things that we'd buy now is like
mixing and matching.
Like through ASOS that you buy like an oversized tee or a reclaimed vintage tee, or you go through like Depop and stuff like that. Like I'm so guilty for buying stuff off Depop just because.
Really, I could not shop. I could not shop.
The best apps ever.
I could not shop on Depop.
So good. Like,
I'd be afraid of people's knits and shit.
No,
that's a genuine. I think of somebody else's dirt.
Depop before Brexit was so good.
There's some absolute holy.
And Brexit's after
Depop, like,
Depop or Brexit's after fucking it all together.
I just think of other people's dirt, man. I know I share clothes with you, like, but that's very minimal even at that.
I'm clean.
Yeah, but I know where you came from. I don't know where the last cunt wore. Did I got something off Depop, do I?
Yeah, that Chiefs hoodie, like, you got that off Depop.
Except for that was a clean guy.
No, but like, I think like that when we were buying at that stage, everything was like we were going to the shops and we were buying them for the sake of like.
So you used to walk into River Island and you'd see the mannequin, and if the mannequin had like fucking chinos on and a fucking one of those button shirts, and you'd look at it and go, oh, that's what I want right there. That's
fucking exactly like right
there. Whereas now you're cultivating your own style.
But everyone looked the same.
And then the on top, and like everyone's doing their own fucking thing. Like.
Yeah, everyone looked the fucking same back then. Like
exactly.
And now I think it's got to a stage that people don't really give a fuck, and people shouldn't give a fuck about what they wear.
I'm actually so glad that we grew up in the era of Penny's clothes and fucking River Island clothes as compared to fucking Canada Goose shit and all that fucking bullshit.
Canada Goose is for dog shit.
Oh man, if I was in school,
Canada Goose, I wouldn't put it on me dog.
Wear cool clothes now. You have to spend €1,000.
I'm so emotional about it today, Junior.
Spend €1,000 on a jacket.
What is cool about that?
If I was in school now, if I had to go like and you obviously know, like, a lot of people watching would know, like, my mother and father. If I went up to them looking for fucking €300 for a Stone Island sweatshirt or something like that, it would have been like, get to be fucked there and go out and feed a few calves or something like that, you know. But I know, like, obviously a lad actually told me today, like, in work, he's in 6th year, like, and he bought a Stone Island sweatshirt and it was £300. And I was like, man, what are you doing buying that? And then he was like, yeah, and I left it in school over the weekend. I was like, that's going to be gone, mate.
I like Stone Island as a brand, but that, again, this is why Depop's a great thing, because I got a Stone Island sweatshirt for £60 and it was brand fucking new as far as I was concerned.
Which one's Stone Island? Is that the one with the badge on the side? Yeah. You look like you're from the Ultras or something.
Yeah. I was trying to fight boys on the weekend.
The Cheltenham Ultras over there in the corner.
The Villa are playing the match and just fucking waiting.
Yeah, they are
Ultras. Like, Celtic boys outside.
I consider myself so lucky, as you said, to grow up in, like, when we literally pennies would sort us out with all those t-shirts and all that. Like, if I was in 6th year now, if I was like the same way I was in 6th year then,
broke.
I'd be fucked. Like, I'd be so left behind.
There'd be no money, like.
I wore some bags.
There's only so much Jack can carry.
I couldn't accept a fucking €1,000 jacket off my parents.
And saying that, I wore some bad clothes, though. Do you ever think about the bad clothes you used to wear? Like?
Oh yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
But would you prefer to wear those bad clothes or then, like, be fucking leeching off your mother and father to buying you fucking shit?
I'd wear them bad clothes 10 days out of 10 than wear Canada Goose.
There you go.
I would not wear Canada Goose. It was my lad. No, if the world depended on it, I'd be saying sayonara to the world.
Yeah,
but not work on the
like, we're not like downing anyone, like, obviously, like, at this area for, like, buying them and all of that. It's just like, I think it's like I just personally think I wouldn't, like, if it was a stage like when we were growing up at that age, like 16, 17, 18, if we were growing up and that was the trend, was everything was like designer, like Montclair and all of that, I would have been left behind. The
best saying I've ever heard about buying designer shit is, if you can't afford to buy it twice, you could never afford it in the first place. So, like, if you're not able to buy
living that champagne lifestyle off 7-Up wages, these are lads.
Like, yeah, you're buying a fucking €1,000 jacket, but then you're not able to fucking pay for money for the bus. Like, you know, fuck that.
Come on, man.
Yeah,
come on.
So if you want,
you're eating too much fair.
Just go to Birdie if you want a Montclair jacket or something like that.
Right.
It's actually a Jay-Z quote.
From the clothes on to.
We're moving on. I think we kind of got carried away there a bit. Hopefully that answered your question, Scott. Thanks for that. So this question came in then. This is for post-COVID related, and he's a young lad in school. I think he's in Knockbeg, a young man, and he just wants to know, had we any advice for a young lad going to, doesn't have to be like the Foundry, but like just for a nightclub after lockdown. So obviously I kind of taken from this question that he hasn't been because obviously he probably came of age and then obviously everything was locked down, so maybe he's lost a year and never got to experience it. So have we any? Now we have a lot of advice. Not advice. We have a lot of things to do.
What not to do.
We have a lot of what not to do and what not to get caught doing in a nightclub. But we'll give you some advice. Some advice I would say in the Foundry. Just the value bar.
Just keep your head down.
Yeah. Just go to the value bar. Everything else is a waste of time. Yeah. Just go up. Bring your tenner up to get your 3 or your 2 vodkas and Red Bull. Simple as. Don't go down to the Castle Dermot bar.
More often than not, you're going to have to drop the shoulder to get into it.
Oh yeah, you're going to have to be ignorant. Get up to the value bar, but you're wasting time. If you're going up to anywhere else to buy a cocktail, even upstairs from that, you're wasting time. Just go to the value bar, get your tenner, get in and then get it out. That's all I'd say. If you're not from Carlow, if you're not actually from the town itself, if you're not from Carlow itself,
keep your head down,
and
fella.
People don't know you, tell lies. Tell lies. You, if people don't know you, just let on you're from wherever and you can't get in trouble then. Whether it comes to women or a lad starting on you, just tell lies. That's the advice I'd give, because Carlow can be fairly fucking lethal.
Other than that, mate, just relax. Like, nobody really gives a fuck who we are.
No.
Sure, like, to be the coolest man in there is if you go down to the podium and
yeah, you have to slip drop on the podium on top beside the DJ. If you do that, you've gained major street cred. I go down onto the street. You will not be touched.
I'm just thinking of the Foundry.
You will not be touched on the street. If you do a slut drop beside the DJ at the peak time,
male or female, it doesn't matter. You will not be touched.
If you're looking for a woman and it's rag week and it's Thursday night and Marty Moan is playing in the tower, stay away from there.
Lad, there's not much to it, like, just relax and enjoy it. Because like there's not like in terms of tips, like there's nothing to it. Just go out and enjoy yourself, do whatever you want to do, and just go on whatever way you want to go on. Like
exactly, like
because nobody actually gives a fuck. You might think people care. Nobody notices what anybody.
It's going to be the same. Like, look, don't worry about it. Is what we kind of say. Like, fucking.
And the fact of the matter is, if somebody is judging you for what you're doing, then they're
probably losers themselves. Like, but keep your head down in case you.
No, I kind of just say like,
just
look, when this is all over, everyone's going to be in the same boat, so they're all going to just want to go out and enjoy themselves and won't have time to think about anyone else, hopefully, and they're just going to enjoy it. So hopefully, like, you know, you're just able to go in and just enjoy yourself, and hopefully that'll sort you out. The Foundry pulls in everyone, lad.
That is true.
Pulls in people from Tip and everything, lad.
We think the Foundry is shit,
on big nights though.
Used to it, but from people from outside the area that come to the Foundry on like mystery tours and shit, they think it's the best fucking place on the planet.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes. I fucking hate the Foundry most of the time. Like most of the time, I fucking hate the Foundry.
Lad, graduation.
Clubs in Ireland or something.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I swear to God.
I fucking hate the Foundry.
Lad, graduation. That's school graduation every year for 6 years.
Yeah, everyone goes there. I know. I know that.
There's schools from Tip and all come just because it is literally known as one of the best places. So that's what I'm saying. If you're out on a big night,
I would go. I wouldn't go to the Foundry on any given Saturday.
Yeah, no, it's fucking.
I can't remember the last time I was in the Foundry. Probably Rag Week last year.
Yeah.
Probably last time I was in the Foundry.
I didn't even make it there, I don't think.
I wouldn't be going to the Foundry now unless it's Rag Week. Other than that,
I wouldn't walk into the Foundry.
But sure, we're going to be about 30 by the time this fucking lockdown is over, so.
It's a pure cesspit for just.
But that's a mental thing, though. That's a mental thing. We think they're younger than, like, you know, when you go in, you're kind of like, Jesus. Like, if I see a young lad and I was like,
you're all there though.
That lad was only in fucking second year when I left school, but like in fairness, I'm out of school like 4 years, so that lad's actually in 6 years, so he actually probably is 18. So it's like, it's a teenage disco, but yeah, actually.
Sure, we were all there though. Who we thought we were literally all there.
Yeah, like we got knocked out with a fucking the minor, and we were all like 17 or something, or 16 or something like that. On a Sunday night, remember when
we all thought we were the great lads. Everyone was there looking at us saying the exact same thing. Shout out to Brian McLaughlin.
But I might as well have had a tent set up on the podium down by the fucking cocktail bar.
Slow dropping.
It was an embarrassing time in my life.
Yeah. Right. No, look, mate, just look. Don't worry about it. When this is all over, you'll get out and you'll be able to enjoy yourself with your mates and like that. So don't fucking worry about it. Wherever you go, whether it's the Foundry or whatever.
We'll go in Carlow now.
Don't panic.
What did you say about the Foundry? Yeah. Get a boxed office.
Or your man, like, we'll get like tagged in an Instagram story. The first thing out of the story, your man will be like, there'll be a story of your man shifting a one or something. The Foundry like, I told her the truth, lads. Look at this. At the R14 podcast, I told her the truth. Who's laughing now?
I'd walk up to the door. Thought you wouldn't come here on any given Saturday. What? Thought you wouldn't come here on any given Saturday.
Yeah, get the probably fuck. Are going to see
get the fuck out here.
Yeah. Dom the Walrus is going to be just like, get the fuck, lads.
Dom the Walrus.
Remember that, lad?
What Walrus?
The Walrus.
Walrus. Right.
Moving on. This was a question. I think this
is fucking standard enough. Like
standard enough, but it's one you have to kind of think about. If you're making dilute, so my waddy or Ribena or whatever the fuck it is, do you put the dilute or the water first?
In a glass, dilute. If I'm filling up a bottle, like a bottle of water, I'm going to sip on for the day. I put water in first, then the dilute.
Let's think about it. See, I always say that. I think in my head that you should put the water in first and then put the dilute in, so that it goes down through it when you pour it in and it mixes up automatically. But then whenever I'm making it, I always put the fucking dilute in first and then put the water in. Dilute or water first, Dick?
I'd agree. I tend to agree with Casey on that. If I'm going with a glass, it's dilute first for me, and then the water in afterwards. If it's a bottle, I'd put the dilute in on top.
Does ice make a difference?
Ice would then go in first, then dilute, and then water on top of it.
If it's in a glass, but it's still the same thing. Like.
Yeah. It's still the same process.
What about in your ass?
Dilute up first all day. I like to feel the sugar rush, and then I get the water in there just to fill up the rest of the space.
No, I think it's ice cubes to numb it, then dilute more. Cowboy?
Yeah,
I thought yours was numb anyways, no?
You tend to agree with yourself there.
The glass dilute first, then bottle of water.
No, I was talking about the arse.
Hey, he doesn't come with jokes after the way he does.
Yeah, standard enough, I suppose.
So everyone's in agreement.
Yeah. Glass, it goes
ice, dilute first. Water in the ass.
In the glass, or the glass or the ass?
Either
I got ass first.
Either word. It's the same. It's the same routine. And then for the bottle, you put the water in first. All tools down, put the water first. So that was all the questions we got from the followers. We're going to move on. We have a topic that we have discussed. Now, a lot of people don't know this, but obviously the podcast goes up on a Sunday. And 9 times out of 10, actually, hold on. Usually we're still up. We're probably still up. But this is what I'm getting to. So I said 9 times out of 10. There's been what, 5 podcasts. So 5 times out of 6. 5 times out of 5, and probably including tomorrow. I'm fucking rattling trying to edit this fucking podcast to get it up on to get it up on YouTube. And
we're not together now.
I always think of
10% now. So
I always think of hangovers, right? And everyone says like, if you're going on the roll over, you're saying just can't wait to get the cure. What is the true hangover cure?
It genuinely is more drink for anyone that thinks otherwise is stupid.
I honestly think it is.
I agree, but what drink though?
Oh no!
My father.
You've got to start off with a cocktail. You've got to come in with something sweet just to settle the nerves.
Cocktails. If you were to sip on a cocktail for the rest of the day, and
not for the day. No. Come on, will you crow?
It gets to a certain stage. If you go in on the rollover and you have a certain amount of like daiquiris or something, it just makes shit of you. If you go in and have maybe 1 or 2, if you're really struggling, and then go on to a pint of Heineken or something like that, it's grand. My father reckons he's a veteran of the game of like waking up the next morning and having a beer. He reckons not a large ball, but a long neck of Bulmers. If you had a long neck of cider,
if you get it in a
and
small glass,
and if you get it in a small glass, you drink it slower, and you actually can like sip away and kind of repace yourself. Which, when you think about it, is smart. And then cider is obviously like, everyone wakes. I think if you're that sick, you'll wake up and kind of like, if I was to drink anything now, it would be a cider or a cocktail.
Yeah, but right, okay. So we say cider, but I don't think I'd say Bulmers though. I'd have to go Copperberg or something like that. Just something really sweet. I think cider.
Cider. Copperberg wasn't around when my father was. My father's like what 58 or something.
I'm not talking about Rowladon.
Yeah, I know. Like I was the same. Like I'd be the same. If they done long necks of Copperberg, it would be a great fucking show. Like.
I'd even drink an R14, to be honest.
No.
Ooh.
No.
My tea are shite as it is without you on that, man.
We don't slag any women that drink R14s. Any lads that drink it, we do slag them. Any women that drink it, we have no problem. Shh. Yeah, baby.
That shit never gets old.
I think is Guinness the worst if you're that sick?
Oh, shit central.
Oh, how would you do that? I don't drink Guinness the rest of the day.
Especially if you're coming off a night on the Guinness.
Straight to the bathroom. For an hour solid.
Buzz McDonald has what? He has like...
Oh, it's something ranked.
Oh, it's like two fucking loaves of pudding. I have it. I'll link Buzz McDonald's hangover cure. I have the video saved on TikTok. I'm going to link it to here, and it'll be cut in just about here.
Hangover cure, yeah, I've discovered it over the years. Two loaves of pudding into the juicer, 16 eggs, half a pound of butter, 2 yolks of lard, chicken, mix it around for a bit with your finger like that job. I woke up the next day, I was feeling great. No bother to me.
That was Buzz McDonald's.
Other than that, like, people say like chipper, Chinese, greasy food, breakfast roll, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, that might be grand because it might be something that you're new for, but it will not cure you. Oh shit! If you can bring yourself to have a drink and just sip on it, it'll actually settle your nerves. And then if you can get 1 or 2 more into you, you'll be actually sound. You don't have to stay drinking for the day. You don't have to stay going. Like, you just have to get 2-3 bottles into you just to settle your nerves, get rid of the fear, that anxiety the night before if you've been that drunk or whatever. And just relax, like, because you will notice with every sip you take, every piece of anxiety just rattles out you, and you just start to relax more.
Like, I know myself, like, I'm useless. If it came to the next morning and it was like, we're going to get food, like, and you know me, like, I'd go and get food, but I just wouldn't eat it. I'd fuck out half it, like, I'd be absolutely useless. But if I was to get a drink or something, I'd be able to plug away at that. So, like, I know myself, like, if we woke up the next morning and I was rattling that a bottle or something like that, that would crown me. But when it comes to food, a lot of people obviously do. If a lot of people aren't actually going drinking the next day, they will say like, "Oh, I just want to get a curry cheese chips out of fucking Supermax or something like that." But I honestly think that a drink a drink the next day is the.
I will add one thing though. When I wake up after a night out, the first drink that I want is a blue Energize. Would you ever drink a cold blue Energize, the blueberry, blackberry one? Huh?
Powerade.
No, not Powerade though. The actual Energize drink.
Yeah.
That blue, because it's all flavours and it's so sweet. It's fucking lovely.
I find Lucozade Sport or a green Vit.
Well, Lucozade Sport and that Energize thing would be level apart. Just kind of depends what flavour you're looking
green
for.
Vit.
Vit is pure serotonin booster, I reckon.
Yeah. No, I think like
drink.
I don't know. I could never look at like cold pizza. I love cold pizza after a night out.
There's one drink.
Cold pizza is just not something that's ever
like when I'm hanging and I see
love
people
cold
tweeting,
pizza, man.
I see people tweeting about it, like giving out stink, like seeing people drinking cans of Coke in the morning or whatever. I think the only acceptable time to drink a cold can of Coke in the morning is when you're hanging, because as soon as that, just feel that nectar going down your throat.
No,
that's sweet.
I'd be more thirsty, and then it hurts more the next morning.
Twister.
Yeah, Twister.
Oh, Twister's so good.
And Twister is good. Twister is
Dan Gray is after coming out with Twister. If there was ever a hungover man,
fantastic show.
That's a good show. Anyone that backs up Dan, like this video and subscribe. If you like Twisters, you like Dan, and you like this video.
We'll end up
If you
losing.
like alcohol, like this video.
We'll end up losing 10 subscribers now just because of Dan.
They're all Choco's people.
Clippos.
What the fuck is that? Yeah, so
other than that, just stay drinking, man.
yeah, so if you have a hangover, just stay drinking.
Smoking by veterans of the.
At some stage,
smoking by veterans of the ways of doing it.
at some stage it's gonna hit you. But wait until Monday morning when you're going to work, and then you'll have too much work on your hands.
If you think Monday's bad, wait till Tuesday. Tuesday's a little bit worse. But then Wednesday you start coming right, and Saturday you're ready to go again.
Yeah, so that is it. That's all the topics covered for this week. Again, a massive thanks to everyone who has supported and watched over the last few weeks.
Where's your sponsor at?
Oh, sponsor for this week's video.
Apologies, we nearly missed out. We got a sponsor for this week's video.
Sponsor for this week's video is John Bell Farrier Services. If anybody needs the number of a good farrier, give us a shout. If you're local, you've probably already heard of him. But if anybody else needs one, give us a shout to the page and we'll send you on his number. And he sponsored the beer for tonight. So get on the man, or we'll just stop making this podcast. You'll all be depressed on Sunday.
Yeah, no. Fairness to John now, he is a good.
He's after looking after us now.
He's after looking after us. In fairness, like he's a good man, and he has sponsored this week's podcast and next week's podcast. So yeah, John Bell Farriers. Anyone in the horse business that might need
he's a horse chiropodist.
Anyone who needs a bit of work done, please get on to John. We'll if you want to get in touch with us to get his mobile if you need any work done,
just text the page,
or text us or email us. Everything is in our Instagram, or get through us on YouTube. Massive thanks, and then a massive thanks to John as well. Great thanks, our first sponsor of the podcast, so it's great. 6 episodes in and we've had our first sponsor, so that's absolutely deadly. Thanks John, and thanks everyone for watching this week and the last few weeks.
Oh no, one more thing.
We're not finished.
PJ, I have to give you a shout out because PJ texted me on giving out full. So PJ, here's your shit shout out. You could have blamed cunt.
Poor PJ Cullen has been felt out of it the last few weeks that he never got a shout out, and all his friends like DJ Early and all did. So we have to give him a shout out this week. So hope you're enjoying your few drinks tonight.
Just sign off on that,
PJ, and thanks very much. Again, thanks for everyone who has watched the last few weeks and has bought the t-shirts, and anyone that would like to get in touch with us, they'll be available no matter when you want them. Get in touch with us, and once again, much love and thanks very much. Peace out.
Yes! Hope you had a good weekend, freak bitches.